had a direction with the maths and the area that we wanted to go in. I found that memorials were going to fit in really well with that, and designing and thinking about memorials. That led to us looking at a grant that was available to upgrade or renew memorials in your local area, which really drove the kids on further, because obviously it was something that was important to the community and to them at the time. And then it really took off. I had an idea where we needed to go, but the planning moved with them as well. And so I picked up with their pace what parts of the curriculum would really match and fit in and assist what they were doing. And it was never like, all right, why are we doing this? Or I've got to do this bit next, and you know. And some of the lessons just were so easy, like our poetry lesson. I gave them like 3 examples of types of poetry, structure-wise, and pretty much cut them loose on what I had to write. And you know, after the first half an hour we sat in a circle and it was like, oh my God, and Catherine and I were nearly in tears, and it hadn't taken any prompting from anyone, really. And it was the same with the persuasive writing we had to do about if you see someone and you want to talk to them about why we need them more at Bridgewater. And so yeah, that just flowed. It wasn't having to think of why. And by making it important to them, and not me telling them that it's important, but them getting an understanding about why it is, giving them voice about the direction that will help us get to that end point. So we always had clear in our mind that at the end of the work that we were doing, there was going to be a memorial or a finished product that we were working to. It may not happen, but that's the process that we're headed to. And so then the work that we did was, is this going to work for us? Will this get us to our point, or won't it? And having discussions about that. And if it was, then we'd head that way. And that's where I can help direct them through questions and what parts of the curriculum will work at that stage. Made them take action, and if that was the bit they were taking on, they were the voice for it. I always try and think about how can I make it authentic for the kids so that they see meaning behind it. They can see it's not just related to the classroom, but it's also related to the community and outside of that. So it gives them a hook and makes it meaningful. So that almost, as we went through it, the maths was a second thought to them, because they had a bigger direction about where we needed to go. I knew the assessment points that I wanted to have throughout, specifically in my head, definitely for maths. I also had them for English. I saw that kids were spending more time working through a problem, using other students to work through a problem, and that just because they were having a problem, it doesn't mean they had to own it. They could use other students around them. There were people that managed groups, so then I could get together with just the managers and we could discuss how things are working. And so it meant that they just weren't relying on themselves, and that they could use those different people. What I've learnt from the project is to be reflective, continue to be reflective, and look at what worked, but also importantly what didn't work with the kids learning, and changing my behaviours to suit that, and then applying that in other areas, the things that have worked.